How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. A few interesting things to talk about today. We had Bitcoin having a nice bounce off the bottom of this trend line that has been defining the descending wedge formation that we've been in since the end of June. We also got news that Brazil is listing an Ethereum ETF on their stock exchange, making it the first 100% Ethereum ETF in Latin America. And we've also got some on-chain data to suggest that traders are withdrawing Bitcoin rather than sending it onto exchanges on an average of 2,000 Bitcoin per day. These are signs of accumulation. Alright, but before we get into the video, if at any point you enjoy this video, please consider hitting the like, subscribe, and turning on my post notifications. Really appreciate all the support I've been getting. I am a super small channel, so any amount of support goes a very long way, and I appreciate every single one of you. Alright, so let's not waste any time here. So, yesterday, Bitcoin dropped from this resistance line here at about 32.8 all the way down to 31.5ish, but we managed to hold inside this descending wedge formation that we've been in since June 29th, and Bitcoin is currently finding resistance at this trend line that we just recently broke through. So if we're to expect any bullish action, we would want Bitcoin to break up above this trend line, possibly even out of this descending wedge, come back, test this trend line, and then it's off to the races, potentially. Another interesting thing I want to point out is this daily candle right here. You see it has a long wick down to this support line, and then immediately gets bought right back up. This is what's known as a hammer candle or a dragonfly doji. Either one is essentially the same thing. It just means that in one candle, price goes down really far and then gets bought all the way back up, meaning the close price and the opening price, or the body of the candle, is super small with a very long wick to the downside, and this is a potential sign of a bullish reversal here. Now this can work the opposite way if you see this candle formation at the top of a trend, but it's reversed, so small body, but a long wick to the upside. That is a sign of a bearish reversal. Works the same both ways. So a little bit of technical analysis information for you there. Anyways, we got one of these on Bitcoin, and I like the fact that it is also right around the support line, and we are coming to the end of a descending wedge here. I suspect we could see some bullish action here from Bitcoin in the short term. Alright, now moving over to the news. So, Ethereum ETF to list on Brazil's stock exchange. Blockchain investment firm QR Capital is to list an Ethereum exchange traded fund, or ETF, on Brazil's stock exchange after winning approval from the market regulators. The ETF will list on the Sao Paulo-based B3 exchange under the ticker QETH11, QR Capital said in a tweet Tuesday. QETH11 won approval from Brazil's Securities and Exchange Commission and will use institutional custody provided by crypto exchange Gemini. It is Latin America's first Ethereum ETF, QR Capital said. QR Capital will buy Ether and offer investors exposure to it without them having to worry about the wallets or private keys. Last month, QR Capital's Bitcoin ETF began trading on B3, itself the first Bitcoin ETF to be approved in Latin America. So, QR Capital is making big moves in Brazil and in Latin America, not only releasing the first Bitcoin ETF of Latin America, but now the first Ethereum ETF in Latin America. So this is all bullish news. The fact that big investors can get into cryptocurrency, get exposure to it without taking on the risks such as possible human error in your private keys, losing your private keys, having your wallets get hacked or something. You know, the things we all fear in crypto. This will also make it easier for investors in Latin America to get exposure to this, because I would assume when you're working with large sums of money, especially while it's unregulated like it is, I don't know how it is in Brazil, but I would assume it's easier to invest in an ETF than try and put a large amount of your net worth into Bitcoin or Ethereum, at least where we're at now in crypto. So good on Brazil. I like this news. And finally, we have some on-chain data that suggests that traders are withdrawing far more Bitcoin than they are inflowing onto exchanges. When traders are pulling crypto off of exchanges, it means they're locking it up for cold storage. They're planning on holding it for a decent amount of time. When they're inflowing it to the exchanges, it means they're planning on selling. So, surging BTC outflows from centralized exchanges suggests that Bitcoin markets could be in an accumulation. The number of Bitcoin held on centralized exchanges has consistently fallen since late May, with roughly 2,000 Bitcoin, or about $66 million at current prices, flowing out of exchanges daily. Glassnode's Monday, the week on-chain report found that Bitcoin reserves on centralized exchanges has fallen back to levels not seen since April, the month that saw Bitcoin blast to its all-time high of roughly $65,000. So here's a chart to show that. Down here is negative 2K BTC, meaning an average of 2K BTC being withdrawn from exchanges daily, while it's down here. Up here it's the opposite, plus 2K BTC, meaning 2,000 Bitcoin are being sent to exchanges. This is typically a sign that people are looking to sell, and that is exactly what happened. You can see the selling period was very, very sharp. It shot up right when we hit our peak of 65K, hovered around this $2,000 area, and then as we were dumping is when everybody started selling. And then the inflows shot straight back down, and around the beginning of June it was an average of 0, so not many people were buying, not many people were selling. It hovered around that area for a while, and we have now shot down from the 0 line down to the negative 2K line. So this could be a sign that traders have switched their sentiment on the market and are now looking to accumulate. Again, very bullish. The reports also noted that the proportion of on-chain transaction fees represented by exchange deposits declined to 14% dominance this past week, following a brief peak to around 17% in May. On-chain fees associated with withdrawals saw a notable bounce from 3.7% up to 5.4% this month, suggesting an increased preference for accumulation over sales, it added. The fall in exchange reserves appears to have coincided with an uptick in capital flows to decentralized finance protocols over the past fortnight. According to DeFi Llama, the total value locked has increased by 21% since June 26th, as it climbed from 92 billion to 111 billion. So, a lot of things pointing the same direction here. It appears that people are now accumulating Bitcoin at a pretty high rate. The total number of fees representing exchange deposits has declined from 17% in May to 14% this past week, and on-chain fees associated with withdrawals bounced up from 3.7% to 5.4%. So that means more people are withdrawing rather than depositing onto exchanges, and all of this coincides with an uptick in capital flows to DeFi protocols, with an approximate increase of 21% since June 26th in the total amount locked up into DeFi. All very bullish in my opinion. Alright guys, this is all very interesting. Let me know what you think of this news down in the comments below. Also, let me know if you guys are planning to trade this breakout if we manage to get above these resistance levels here. Now, I am not a financial advisor, but I think that if we get a breakout here, we could get a nice pump from Bitcoin. So if any of you were looking to possibly long this breakout, go ahead and click the link in my description, sign up for a Bybit account, and we both get $20 in Bitcoin, plus you get a $600 deposit bonus when you first deposit Bitcoin onto your account. For experienced traders only, of course. And yeah, guys, that pretty much does it for this video. If you enjoyed, please consider hitting the like, subscribe, and turning on my post notifications. And I will see you all tomorrow for my next video. Peace out, everybody.